All right, well, we're going to try and work on getting this right here that should compress easily. So basically I'm going to drain all this fluid out of the master and slave, and we're going to give this thing a good flush. You can tell that this stuff is pretty dirty right here. This should push in easily, but it doesn't. So we're going to get everything disconnected, flush fresh fluid through this thing, get everything cleaned out. I'll show you what I find. This is going to be a mess. So this thing right here, it's for sucking oil out of motorcycles and stuff, but works really good for this. So we got everything cleaned out of that. So let's just try to wipe this down some in here. I want to really see what we're dealing with. All right. So for the quick disconnect, I'm just going to push this together. Okay. Now that we have that apart, I'm going to pull this out to the side, and I'm going to stick something in the center of that, as this has something in the center to release that. This one will be on the outer edge. I might even pull the line here, but if I can get this undone, then I can push all the bad fluid out of here and out of there. Okay, here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just letting all this old dirty fluid drain out of here. Hard to believe there's that much in there, right? Now, we have this here. Trying to get this to... That's weird. This will be the first one that's totally locked up like that. Let's see what happened here. Got. There we go. All right, now, oh look, see? There's a piece of it. This white goo shows up in here. So that's wild. All right, I'm gonna get everything cleaned up. I'm just gonna flush this out a little bit with some brake cleaner, and just rinse everything down. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some into the reservoir up top, and I'm just going to start it by letting it drain down through, and then we'll hold this down at the lowest point, because that curls down underneath, and then we're going to work on bleeding this by pushing in on this rod and pumping on the pedal occasionally. All right, fresh fluid, dot 3, all connected. All right, so pushing in, get them bubbles, slow and hold. Always go slow. I'll pull this down far as I can. What you can see. I don't know what I could see either because I couldn't see nothing. Oh, now we're starting to rinse. Look, see, it's starting to get a little dirtier. Oop. Got a little too excited there. I just want to let you know, you always want to be careful when you're doing this. Wear safety glasses. You do not want to get brake fluid in your eyes. It can cause blindness. All right. Wipe this off here. Brake fluid loves to take off paint. So if you ever have anything that you want paint off of, get brake fluid on it. We're still getting brake fluid. All right. I'm going to use the little suck thing. I'm going to evacuate that, clear all the fluid out of that. I'm going to flush it again with some more brake fluid. Put some down in there and continuously do this, maybe 3 or 4 times. And then what I'll do is, when I know for sure that I have no more air, I'm going to install it. Basically, I'm going to test it out, pump it a couple times, and then I'll do a reverse bleed because you're pushing more pressure down. So right now, basically, we're still working on doing our flush, getting everything cleaned out. And, well, you know, we're going to have this thing working the way it should. This fluid is probably the original fluid. It's probably been in there 20 years. It's something good that should be done. Brakes, look, that's what fluids, that's almost clean fluid. That's dirty fluid. So the brake fluid in this car should be flushed also. So I'll probably end up doing that too. When you got something that goes fast and you're making it do that, you want to make sure it stops also. All right, installed. And I did pump it about 10 times. So let's see what happens when we push in on it. We got some micro bubbles. Okay. I'm not sure what push rod is in here. I didn't even check. But it feels good and springy. There's no way to know at what level this grabs until you have the motor started to see where the disengagement is, or engagement, when you go to let off. Okay. Let's reach down in here. All I'm doing is I'm pushing on the fork, which is pushing in on that. You can see just how much of a difference that fluid looks in comparison to what's in our brake reservoir. And it is the exact same stuff. .3. There's a little bit in here. I'm just gonna drip it in. And let's put our cap back on. And probably some will spew. Luckily none did. Yep, some did. So I'm going to clean that up, clean up the little bit that I dripped down here with hopes that it doesn't take off any of this paint. I'm going to use some window cleaner on it. Brake cleaner will lift paint too if you use that. So I got a drip here, a drip there. But I'm going to get it cleaned up, and that's everything to getting the clutch system cleaned out.